I heard what you said and I can tell you it's true. I heard you said that I am crazy about you. Turn in my sleep, a bad dream is over. Think of you and shall I ever recover? Now I want to wake up. How I want to wake up. I stood at the kitchen sink, my radio played songs like Tainted Love and Love is Strange. As I listened and the words hit my ears, I cried sudden tears. Now I want to wake up. How I want to wake up. Wake up, 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 wake up. It's mad, it's mad to be in love with someone else. When you're in love with me, she's in love with me. But you know as well as I do, I can never think of anyone but you. All my play with fire, play with guns. It's easy to impress someone. Turning in my sleep, you call me a fool. To fall in love, is it so uncool? Now I want to wake up. How I want to wake up. Now I want to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake to find a little peace of mind there. If you give up your affairs forever, I will give up mine. But it's hard, so hard. I'm always hoping you'll be faithful, but you're not, I suppose. We've both given up smoking, 'cause it's fatal. So whose matches are those? Tell me why don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves? must be obvious. Never ask me, I'm surprised. 'Cause you're the only one who hasn't tried. Everyone knows when they look at us. Of course they do, it must be obvious. I never asked you, now I suppose that you're the only one who doesn't know. When they look at us, it must be obvious. Another night with open eyes, too late to sleep, too soon to rise. You're short of breath, is it a heart attack? Hot and feverish, you face the fact that you're in love, and it feels like shame because she's gone made a fool of you in public again. You're in love, and it feels like pain because you know there's too much truth in everything she claims. So ask yourself now, can you forgive her if she wants you to? Ask yourself, can you even deliver what she demands of you? Drift into the strangest dreams of youthful follies and changing teams. Admit you're wrong. Oh no, not yet. Then you wake up and remember that you can't forget she's made you some kind of laughing stock because you dance to disco and you don't like rock. She made fun of you and even in bed said she was gonna go and get herself a real man instead. So ask yourself now, can you forgive her if she wants you to? Ask yourself, can you even deliver what she demands of you? Or do you want revenge? But that's childish, so childish. But that's childish, so childish. Remember when you were more easily led behind the cricket pavilion and the bicycle shed, trembling as your dreams came true? You looked right into those blue eyes and knew it was love. And now you can't pretend you've forgotten all the promises of that first friend. It's bad enough she knows how you feel, but she's not prepared to share you with her memory. So ask yourself now, can you forgive her if she wants you to? Ask yourself, can you even deliver what she demands of you? Or do you want revenge? But that's childish, so childish. But that's childish, so childish. Ping, she demands night. Ping, she demands meet your. Ping, she demands night. Bicycle, she demands meet your. Ping, to feast, ready to lead to. We are gonna do what we're gonna do is go west. Sun in winter time, go west. We will feel just fine, go west. Where the skies are blue, go west. This is what we're gonna do. Life is peace, go west.
you. And remember, I've known you longer than your daughter.
Champa's alright for you, Pat.
Lovely, sweetie.
Should we finish off the beluga or should we have some smoked salmon and nibbly things?
Or whatever, sweetie.
Alright, we'll finish off the beluga. Dolls, sodas, dolls, beep, 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 bop, bop, bop. Dolls, sodas, dolls, right on time, right on time. Techno, techno, bloody techno, darling. It's fabulous, darling.
It's fabulous.
Chanel, Dior, Lagerfeld, Givenchy, Gaultier, darling. Names, names, names. Harper's, Tatler, English Vogue, American Vogue, French Vogue, bloody ABBA, bloody Singing, bloody Vogue, darling. La quoi, sweetie? La quoi? La quoi, sweetie? La quoi? Sweetie, 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 sweetie. Up, up the volume. Just pop the needle on the record. Up, up the volume. Get ready for this week. I'm chanting as we speak. Bye-bye, darling. Sweetie, 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 sweetie. I'm chanting as we speak. Bye-bye, darling. Champa's alright for you, Pat.
Oh, he was just a windscreen washer I picked up at the traffic lights. Bun so tight he was bouncing off the walls.
Bye, Pat.
La quoi, sweetie? La quoi, sweetie? La quoi, sweetie? La quoi?